Welcome back. Here with us on Urban Debate. We saw a bloodbath of the sorts on Dalal Street today with Sensex as well as Nifty falling sharply in the trade. There was concern with rise in Omicron cases, and the fear was that that could impact the economic recovery, not just in India but across the world as well. So what should you do as an investor? Let's find out from Nilesh Shah, Group President and Managing Director at Kotak Mahindra AMC, who is joining us on Urban Debate this evening. Mr. Nilesh Shah, appreciate you joining us here on Mirror Now. Firstly, I want to understand from you what exactly is happening on Dalal Street. Both Sensex as well as Nifty saw cuts of about 2% today. In fact, Sensex fell over 1,800 points as well during the trading session.
Well, the market today has fallen mainly because of worries about Omicron. What will be impact of that in global economy and Indian economy? Also by FPI selling, which has been fairly consistent over last 30-45 days. And finally, the global markets are down because interest rates are likely to rise across the globe. This will adversely impact equity valuation. In a very simple sense, sellers were aggressive today, buyers were reluctant buyers, and that's why prices have corrected.
Interesting what you say. Sellers were aggressive, buyers were reluctant. So is it right to call it a bloodbath on Dalal Street?
So it can't be called bloodbath because at the end of the day, our markets are down between 10 to 15% from top. And this is coming on a level of almost 100% rise in the market from March 20 level. So certainly by no stretch of imagination, this is bloodbath. 10% fall in a market which has risen 100% is quite natural, and one will have to accept it. Number two, this time correction is driven by various factors, but fortunately for us, our fundamentals remain fairly strong. We were trading above our average valuation. Now we are nearing our average valuation. Corporate earning is good, balance sheet is strong, growth is looking better than many other emerging markets. So net-net, this correction provides a great opportunity to buy. The markets have not become cheap, they have become fairly valued. So you should maintain your equal weight or neutral weight allocation to equity.
But there's another important factor that I want to discuss with you, Mr. Nilesh Shah, and that is about the continuous outflow that we are seeing because of foreign investors. For example, in December itself, so far, they've sold about 17,500 crores. How worried are you about the sell-off by foreign institutional investors?
So why are foreign investors moving out? Because over March 20 bottom, we have delivered double the return of our benchmark index or peers. Indian markets have delivered almost double the return compared to MSCI Emerging Market Index. In every foreigner's portfolio, they have made so much money on India compared to other emerging markets that they have become excessively overweight India. Now it is natural for them to book the profit. And while in secondary market foreigners are selling, please do remember that in private equity venture capital, they are buying aggressively. We believe in FY 2021, the investments by private equity venture capital fund in unlisted companies will be almost equivalent to capex done by listed companies. So yes, FPIs are booking profit in secondary market in India, but at the same time, they are buyers of Indian companies in primary market and in unlisted market.
So in a way, you're telling us that this is an opportunity to buy. This is an opportunity for investors who've been looking to enter this market for quite some time. Is it a March 2020 kind of a situation that we are now going to be looking at?
No, it is not like March 20 kind of opportunity, because in March 20 our markets had become cheap. the market cap to GDP ratio was roughly around 53%. It was too attractive a market to invest into. This market is fairly priced. So if you are underweight equity allocation in your portfolio, you must accumulate in this correction to become equal weight. If you are equal weight in allocation to equities, then you must continue your regular investment or SIP. And if you are overweight equity, then probably it is still time to take some profit out. So please maintain disciplined asset allocation. This is a fair value market, neither too cheap nor too expensive. So maintain equal weight allocation.
But Mr. Shah, someone who's been looking to invest in this particular market, what is going to be your advice? Because Omicron, situation is still evolving across the world. So if that's one reason why we saw this kind of a sell-off on the Lal Street today, shouldn't one then wait for some time before, start investing?
Market always try to discount future. Now, market today is watching South Africa, where number of cases have gone up thanks to Omicron, but the hospitalization and deaths haven't yet risen significantly. On the other hand, there are countries like Korea, Germany, France, UK, where hospitalization as well as death rates have started climbing up. So market today is carefully watching Omicron, and hence it is probably corrected to discount potential adverse impact of Omicron. Now going forward, if the actual impact is worse than what is priced by the market, there will be more correction. But what if it is like South Africa, where hospitalization and death rate doesn't go up, and Omicron actually ends up becoming a natural vaccine whereby it gives mild infection to everyone? In that kind of scenario, actual impact will be far less than what is priced by the market, and hence market will rise. We really don't know how events will shape in the future, and which is why you have to maintain your asset allocation. Suppose you are underweight equity. It's time to accumulate in this correction. There will be undoubtedly some short-term loss because moment you buy, market doesn't stop falling. In fact, Murphy's law generally apply where market falls more once you invest. But you can then become overweight equity, you can average yourself in and then give the time. 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, will we be worried about COVID-19 and Omicron? I hope and pray that no. At that point of time, corporate earnings will deliver better returns to investors. So you have to maintain your asset allocation. Don't try to time the market. No one knows where is the top, where is the bottom. The time which you put in the market by staying invested determines your return.
Do you think, Mr. Shah, that inflation could actually become a major headache this time for policymakers to manage? Is that something that market is going to be watching out for very closely?
So there is a global inflation, there is a local inflation. We are in one of that rare period in our inflation history where our inflation for last 4-5 months is lower than American inflation, and our interest rate is 3 to 5 times more than American interest rates. So clearly, globally, inflation pressure is huge, and which is where central banks have now started increasing rates. Bank of England became first developed market bank to raise interest rates. US Fed also in last meeting indicated 3 rate hikes in calendar year 2022 and 3 to 4 more in calendar year 2023. Compared to them, Indian markets have already discounted repo rate hike by RBI. Today our repo rate is 4. Even if it goes to 5%, the current 5-year at about 575 and 10-year at 6.5 adequately discounts that rise. So compared to the rest of the world, Indian inflation story is far more benign, and we have to appreciate great work done by the RBI. So our market is more likely to be impacted by what happens globally on inflation rather than Indian inflation in the near to medium term.
Okay. Now, Mr. Shah, many were saying that, the kind of rally that we saw on Dalal Street did not really reflect the state of the economy, the real state of the economy. Do you think this correction that we are seeing right now would actually, become an opportunity for the markets to get aligned to the fundamentals? Do you see that happening?
So many a times people feel that markets are delinked from the economy, but that is not true. Economy is always backward looking. It gives you data of last 3 months, last 6 months, last month, last year. Market is always discounting future. It's not that market is always right. Many a times they go spectacularly wrong, but yet market has to discount future. If it is discounting future with optimism, it gives apprehension or perception that markets are delinked with economy. But now with this correction, our market cap to GDP ratio has become reasonable. Our valuation on price to earning, price to book is near our historical averages. And more importantly, the GDP growth this year should be anywhere between high single digit to low double digit. And next year, again, it could be in high single digit. This is also reflected into corporate balance sheet. From 2008 to 2020, our profit to GDP ratio had declined. Now it has reversed and started improving. From mid-single digit ROE, we are now looking at high single digit or low double digit ROEs. So on the fundamental basis, economy is very, very strong. And that's giving confidence to the market to discount future with optimism. Now, can Omicron play a spoil sport? We'll have to see. But subject to that threat, I think rest of the economy is in a fairly good shape.
But Mr. Shah, investors, lost a lot of money today with the kind of fall that we saw on Dalal Street. What is your message to these investors? What's your outlook?
So today's loss is a notional loss. Unless until you book the loss, it doesn't get converted to real loss. If tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or a month down the line prices go up, your notional loss will disappear. In March, April, May 20, some people got panicked with the losses on their portfolio. They sold and converted notional loss into real loss. Many people just endured the pain. They kind of stayed invested and they have made good money today. So don't make the mistake of converting a notional loss into real loss by selling in the market at this point of time. Now, as I mentioned, any investor has to determine his risk profile, her risk profile, and then determine an appropriate asset allocation. This is a fair value market. It is neither cheap nor expensive. Please maintain equal weight asset allocation. And God forbid if Murphy's law apply, after you have become equal weight, there is a bigger correction in market, then that will be the time to become overweight, ignoring your short-term loss. If you give time to good companies bought at good valuations, over a period of time, that will deliver tremendous return to you and deliver better return than most other asset classes. This is the experience of last 30 years across India and rest of the market. I don't think so. This truth is going to change.
And last question before we let you go, Mr. Shah. Now, after the recent correction, Sensex in fact has come to about 55,600 odd mark. Do you still feel 1 lakh for Sensex is possible in the near future, or that's going to take a lot of time now?
No, when we will touch, but will we touch 1 lakh? Answer is undoubtedly yes. If we grow faster, if our corporate's profitability grows faster, if we create more sectors like technology, pharma, chemical, then certainly 1 lakh will happen sooner rather than later. But if we don't follow the economic reforms, if we don't follow the appropriate governance like we saw in real estate sector, then 1 lakh will happen later rather than sooner. 1 lakh is a journey. Beyond that also there is a life. But to achieve that journey, to achieve that destination and go beyond, we have to ensure that we follow appropriate governance standards, we take good care of our environment, we follow sustainable business model and continue to grow the profits in business.
All right, Mr. Shah, thank you very much for speaking with us here on Mirror Now and giving our viewers the advice that they were really looking forward to, especially after the kind of sell-off that we saw on the Lal Street today. Of course, we'll see how the markets behave tomorrow morning. But thank you for the moment for joining us here on Urban Debate. We will